welcome back to my channel. I'm Deanna and you're watching Orchie D, and I'm repotting some Vandas today. So all of these Vanda type orchids are in the same container that they came to me in. Some have been in there for quite a few months now, but in particular is this little guy that is, there's some what do you call it, air plant in there as well, but it's got some really nice roots there, which I'll try and show you. But it's drying out way too quickly. Our summers last forever, it seems, but you know, we'll have 3-4 months of consistent weather in the 30s Celsius, so this needs watering about twice a day. It's a lot more than I want to give it. It's still a healthy plant in here, but I'd rather put it in a system that makes my life a bit easier. And I will link you to my video about my current Vanda setup. It's working really well for me at the moment. So what I've been doing is I've been using these sorts of wooden teak baskets. I line them with this coconut fibre stuff. I've been using, oh wow, this is really heavy, like this scoria lava rock. As much as I'd love to use larger stuff, all I can find here is this small stuff. So yeah, and it's stuff that I buy from Bunnings too. It's meant for lining like garden beds and stuff, so it's not particularly clean. I've rinsed it a few times, it's still a bit mucky, but the rest will just wash out with time. So I'm going to unpot these guys. So I'll show you what I've got first, but this little one here is a seedling, but doing very well in this. So it's potted in a bark and perlite mix in a pot with some holes in it. This is how it came. It is doing well, I believe, but I'd just rather it in the same setup as my other stuff. So this is Ascacinda Princess Macassa Blue. You can see that. This one here, it looks like it's potted in some gravel, but hard to say what's really in there. But this is Ascophoenicia Peaches, and it's a nice plant. It's got 3 growths, sorry. It has not flowered for me this summer, but I can see it's flowered before, so hopefully it might like its new home a bit better. This is a Renanthera. It's also in a little mesh pot with just a bark medium, and this is Renanthera Bella. And the one that I just showed you before, this is a seedling, Vanda Pachara Delight Blue. Alright, so I won't take you actually through the actual unpotting, but we might unpot this one together because you can see, actually I'm coming closer, you can sort of see how woven it is into this basket. So I don't think this basket's going to be savable. I think I'm going to have to cut it carefully to get the plant out. Alright guys, so let's remove these clips first. And even the clips are like holding onto the roots there. So I'm going to pull out some of this Tillandsia. Alright, and usually the Vandas, when they come, are secured with something on the bottom. So you can see this one's got a little twisty tie down the bottom. Remove that. now it's time to try and detangle and get these roots free. So I'm going to give this a little rinse off, and the roots might become a bit more flexible once they're wet. Alright, now there's absolutely no point trying to save this basket, and I do think the easiest way to minimize my root damage is going to be to try and cut this with these pruners. So I'm carefully going to cut through each bit of plastic, just checking the inside every time that there's no sort of roots in the way, but inevitably I will probably damage a root here and there. Inside, if there's any stuck roots, you just have to try and carefully pry them away. And yes, some of the velamen will get damaged in the process. This is probably why I've been avoiding it for so long, but time has come. Trying to detangle as I go. You know what, if I can cut each section in half, you see one poor little root in the line of fire. But actually I am nearly there. I only have one more little bit to do. This is the corner with probably the most roots, so I'll do my best not to damage any of them. So that's cut in half. The top and bottom are separated now of the basket, and I'm just going to alright, so you can see I'm just taking off section by section, but you can see bits like that where the root is stuck there, so I'll carefully try and peel it. And not too bad. Now the other side. Good. So the top half of the basket's removed. Now for the bottom half, which is certainly not going to be particularly easy, but I think I'm just going to have to continue doing what I've been doing and trying to cut off little sections at a time. So here we go. It's also, if you can, like you're trying to detangle a little bit as well, which does seem impossible sometimes, but alright, so I've got a little bit left to go, but I've only actually accidentally chopped one root, which I think is pretty good. Alright, so there we go. This is all out of the pot now. Just got to clean it up as usual. So just get rid of any old leafy sheaths and trim off any dead roots. And luckily there aren't too many. Alright guys, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to unpot the others and I'll be back for the repotting of this one. Alright, so you guys can join me for this little dude. So first we're going to line this basket. So yeah, make sure you have something to protect your surface, because I always make a huge mess with this stuff. And basically, you just sort of make like a little nest almost. The main purpose is to sort of increase the humidity in there a little bit, but you still have lots of airflow. And it still dries fairly quickly, but obviously the point is to retain a little bit of moisture. But also you don't want all the rocks to fall through, so yeah, you just want to make a little bit of a net like that. And just make sure it all fits in there. Yeah, it's not too bad. It doesn't have to sit all perfectly. It is a Vanda. It has been bare root for ages now, so I've got my rocks. I think I should have enough. And we're just slowly gonna fill around. And those little rocks will just fall into place. It's not a big deal if you don't fill all the gaps. And there we have it. So I'll show you the others as well. So I've got my Ascophoenicia there in a bit of a larger basket. So basically inside it was this really fine gravel and a lot of the roots were dead inside. So mostly it's just the aerial roots that it had. So it's probably no wonder it didn't flower. This is the Renanthera, and I didn't have any baskets for it, so I've just used a little net pot, which will be fine for it. And this is my little Ascocenda Princess Mikasa. Looks quite at home in there. So yeah, there you have it guys, my Vandas in their new homes. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you want to see more orchid videos. I hope you guys have a great week and I'll see you next time. Bye.